Here we are on the corner of our property. There's our address and the driveway, 37 Spring Creek Road. So our property continues down the road here on the left. You can't even see the edge of it because the road kind of dips away, but there's a stream down in the bottom of that dip on the left. And the edge of our property is about 200 or 300 yards down into that bottom where the stream ends. And then turning this way is our driveway, and the west end of our property, this is the fence here that demarks the edge of the property. Walking down our driveway, first thing you see is the garage there, which is painted a somewhat hideous pink color, which we're going to have to change at some point. And as we come onto the property, we cross the first dry stream bed or wash, which starts over there on the neighbor's property, crosses under a culvert here, and comes onto our property. This probably only fills with water when it rains. As you can see, it goes down into a gully down there with a lot of trees. So I'm continuing up our driveway. See, we have a lot of cholla cactus. There's some quail over there. And the round padded cactus is called prickly pear. There's a big one right there. We have some scrub oak and some pine trees. And these on either side of the driveway are called junipers. They're a type of evergreen. And here's the house. And I'll kind of walk around the back here just so you can see all aspects of the property. There's a basketball hoop that is on gravel, which isn't very useful. That little tiny greenhouse or shed down there is where our well pump sits. We have this nice stone wall around a yard for the dogs, which still needs a little bit of work. So you can see that we're trying to clear all of the brush that was on here. Probably going to put down wood chips or something for the dogs to run on. So this is kind of the back of the house. I'll kind of briefly show this and then go around to the front. It's the back patio with all of our stuff just thrown on there. We'll come around there again in a second. And this is the back door, where we have a wood pile and a timber box for our fireplaces. Going around to the front of the house, we have a very nice sunny patio. I'll look in the window here. This is our sunroom with all of our plants, which are still in somewhat of a disarray. Here we have this nice terraced garden with a pathway. It's really just a lot of weeds. It's going to need a lot of work in the springtime to get it all set up. But this was the thing that really drew us to this house. And then you can see this beautiful sun room here with lots of windows. Here's our Christmas wreath on the front door. Then you can see how the land kind of slopes down to the streams there. I'll walk around this side of the house. And this is where our big garden is going to be, probably, our big vegetable garden. Here's a shed for storing all of our garden equipment. And then This is what we call the peninsula, because on the right is that dry stream bed that we saw as we crossed the driveway. But you can see there's actually some water down there that's semi-frozen because it's been so cold. And then on the left is a really big stream, which we'll see in a minute. But as I walk out this peninsula of land here, I'm surrounded on both sides by these streams. So there you can see there's some water down there. So that land is pretty marshy and wet, at least most of the times that we've been here. And we're probably going to plant an orchard out here because it's nice and sunny and the ground is decent for trees, but probably not for garden crops. There you can see there's a lot of water down there with ice on it. See a lot of the sun reflecting off the ice. That's kind of what I refer to as the swamp, because it's always wet. And then if we come to the end of the peninsula, you can see the road there. And this is kind of the corner of the property behind those trees. You can't really see exactly. And on the other side is the other stream. And this one has a lot more cattails and grasses growing in it. So you can't even really see the water. And you can't see the property line very well either, but there is a fence post over there by that big tree, and that's pretty much the edge of our property. So I'll walk back up the peninsula, and I'm going to walk over to the other stream, and we'll walk down into what is one of the coolest parts of the property, because this is the part of the stream that has water in it almost year-round, and it has these big cottonwood trees. Here, this is the sandy stream bed. And here's the cottonwoods. They've dropped all their leaves because they're deciduous. When we first came here a couple of weeks ago, they still had yellow leaves on, and it was very pretty with all the yellow. So here I'm walking through the stream bed, and our property line extends over to where that ridge starts going uphill, and then pretty much to where those phone line poles are. That's the back side of the property. And coming this way, and this part of the stream bed right now doesn't have water in it, but a couple days ago it did when we had some rain and snow. But it's pretty much gone underground at this point in the stream. And I'm still on our property. In fact, I'm in the middle of our property right now. So you see that fence in the distance there, that's the back property line. All of these trees and rocks are in our property. And then here you can see the house up on the hill. So this like rock cliff in our backyard, which I'll go up in a second. And here's the stream. You can see some water there. I'm gotta find a way to walk through because it's pretty densely overgrown through here. So it's kind of like walking through the forest. And there's some garbage and stuff that's washed down the stream. I'm gonna have to clean up. And here is our little pool. You can see the water dripping down the rock there. And this is like a little cave, like a canyon. It's about 10 feet tall on either side. I think I'll walk on this side of it, and then I'll come around on the other side to go back to the house. So here's our little pool. This has water in it year-round. And even when it's when it rains really hard and this is really flowing, where I'm standing is actually underwater. You can see this soil is all wet right here. And somewhere there's a pretty obvious watermark. I think along these walls here. Yeah, you can see The water is sometimes about a foot or two higher right where I'm standing at the moment. So I'm across this way. You can see how fun it is to walk around here, and this is all in our backyard. There's another little pool of water in the rock, and then this is where the stream kind of goes underground again. It's in the sand below my feet, and then I'm still on our property. If I walk all the way back here, here's the barbed wire fence, which is the back of our property line. And there's one of the phone poles. That's the phone line. That demarks the back side of the property. So now we'll walk back towards the house. And I'll show you the view from the backyard as we approach it from the stream. So once again, here's the pool, the cottonwoods. You can hear the dead leaves are blowing in the breeze. When we stop and be quiet, it's so peaceful out here. You can hear birds, and we saw two javelina walking through the property the other day. Just minding their own business like it was their backyard, which pretty much it has been since this house has been unoccupied for 2 years. And here's our backyard to the house. So you can see the pool is right off of the backyard. There's a little path coming up to the house. And then you can see the pool down there. So when we sit up here in the summertime, we can watch the stream. Here's a bird feeder. So we have a lot of work to do to get all of these gardens set. And this is the back door. And we'll go inside and check out the house. Here's the dining room area, the dining set that we refinished this summer. Kitchen and the living room. That's the front door with the view out of our windows into the front yard. This is our family room. The fireplace, and back to the front yard. And our favorite part of the house is the sun porch, which spreads along the front of the house, or the south side, a nice sunny side. So if we go out the front door, and then we have our gardens, which are terraced down the side. And I think I'll take a walk through here to show where this leads. So the ground slopes away towards the washes, the two streams, in that direction. I'll take kind of a roundabout way here. Down through the terraced gardens. Which don't have anything growing in them because the house has been abandoned for a year, almost 2 years, I think. So that little structure is our well. that's the pump house. If we keep walking down here, you can see the ground keeps sloping away. Make my way through the cactus garden and weeds. Haven't quite figured out what we're going to do with all of this yet. And then this slopes down to the swamp area again. Now I'm going to take a different path than we did before. We'll walk up or part of the dry stream bed, which at this point isn't really that dry. You can see there's some water down there. A lot of deadwood. So this is the stream that only really runs when it rains. And I'm going to walk up this side of it. There's a lot of dead trees down there, kind of makes it tough going. We'll come up along this side through the juniper and the scrub oak. We're still on our property, a little close to the road here. There's some nice rock formation there. I'll come around this tree. And then we can walk back down here through the wash. It's a little easier going after all those dead, you get past the dead trees. It'll pick up some of the garbage that's washed down over the years. So these little hills on both sides. And this rocky outcrop, the water kind of comes down through. Lots of quail. And then this, I assume, will be like a little waterfall when it's running. There's a little bit of ice right down in here, so you can see there is some moisture. And if we follow it up here, all the way up this little spot, and then this is the little pipe that comes through under the driveway. We are back on top. And there's the garage. So all that's on our property. There's the view going back across 4 acres.